Happy Friday evening, everyone. I'm still Mayor Kevin Burns from Geneva, and we are in hour 31 of our 36-hour celebration and giving event to benefit Changing Children's Worlds Foundation. Now, in just 30 minutes or so, the silent auction is going to close. So please get those bids in, and don't be shy about overbidding your friends or even overbidding yourself if you're so inclined. And then following the silent auction closing, we're going to have a live panel discussion, which I get to facilitate with three professionals in the industry that are not only accomplished, but are excited about sharing with you some of the information that you can benefit from. Be sure to stick around as we announce the winners of the silent auction and raffle awards. This has been a wonderful 36 hours, almost, and the most exciting part is coming up. So stay tuned, stick around, and remember, give.
I am pleased to introduce our next speakers and partners, 2021 Champions of Empathy, Mrs. April Lowe, Principal, and Mrs. Kim Kowal, Interventionist, Illinois Park Child Development Center, School District U46, Elgin. These leaders were nominated as Champions of Empathy because of their dedication and commitment to the families that they serve. Further, they were successful in bringing the Best Start for Families, a health equity approach to families at their school via Zoom in a new virtual format during the COVID pandemic. This was something that not all schools were able to accomplish. We respect and honor them with this award today.
In the last school year, we were able to hold a great group starting in the fall, but when it turned into closing of schools due to the pandemic, it really disrupted our program. However, we already made a lot of great relationships together, and we wanted to continue this. So I asked, can we continue our online program? And they said yes. So we continued it, and we were able to get parents on. And so being in person is the best for sure, but this was the next best thing. Parents are always, telling us positive things about the program, and they just really enjoy having that contact with other parents, knowing that they're not alone and having that social time. So it's really important for them, and also learning those parenting skills. They want to learn, they want to get better, and this is a great way for them to talk to other parents and get ideas and strategies.
My role as the principal of Illinois Park School is to really just help support our liaison, Kim Kowal, and Kathy Shui and the others to be able to really help facilitate and recruit families to be part of this wonderful parent ed. So I think my role is not as important as some of the other roles because they're more connected, but as a principal, just supporting this program and really seeing the difference that it's made in some of our families is probably really the most important thing I can do.
Well, I think they need to understand how their children work and how to relate to them, and they're able to do it through empathy, which is the main focus for Best Start. So teaching them what empathy is and how we can do it, they can understand their children and be able to support them better.
With our distance learning, we have had to have parents be present majority of the time that the kids are online to help navigate the iPads. Our families are actually working at home and trying to navigate not just the early learners kids, but also the kids that they have in elementary. So trying to manage all of that and trying to have headphones and having devices work and just being able to be present and managing their other duties as people that have employees. So I think that that's been really challenging. I also think the fact that our kids need to go and play, they need to touch things, that is really, really been another significant issue with early childhood in the pandemic. So really trying to get materials in these kids' hands has been really helpful when we're doing the distance learning, and also now that we've brought the kids back in person, for those that have chosen that, we've seen a significant difference.
I think it's a great program. It helps everybody, and the more that we can get out there, the more families that can be positively affected by it. So I would say come and join us in our program, and you'll see the great benefits it has for everybody.
Appreciate you guys being here. It's still kind of hard with the pandemic. It's been a struggle being a parent this year with things not being normal for the families and stuff. So it's just nice to hear other people's struggles and stories and happiness with their child too.
My relationship with my children has improved, both kids individually, so much because of this group. I'm sad that this is my last year because Kayla's going to Creekside next year. So I'm going to suggest over there that they do something similar. Super happy. Thank you guys.
Because I need all the help I can get with the different situations.
I am pleased to introduce the following speakers, our partners who are also 2021 Champions of Empathy, Mr. Charles McSpadden, Principal, and Mrs. Tamara Everett, Teacher, Edward Coles Elementary School, Chicago Public Schools.
As you know, Coles is located on the southeast side of Chicago. We have a 90 to 95% low poverty area that we service. Most of our population is 99% African American. We're also in the 60617, which has been highly impacted by the COVID and the pandemic overall. I see my role at Coles School as being a building leader and bringing services, providing opportunities, not just for the students and stakeholders within the building, but also within the surrounding community. And that's why this program has been very instrumental in helping achieve that. Coping as parents in this society with the issues that they face, as far as poverty, as far as lack of resources, jobs, you name it. These are all the type of problems that my families face. And I've noticed that we have children with single parent. We have families that have siblings raising them. We have some children basically raising themselves. And that's why it's important for the school to be that platform, that stable barrier that gives the children what they need to succeed. And that's been one of the biggest things is where we've noticed during the pandemic, the attendance has dropped. The engagement of students has dropped, and also the engagement of the parents has dropped as well. And so that's been one of the biggest factors with the pandemic.
Well, our community, as our principal talked about earlier, it has been through a lot. Technology we did not have. The board really stepped up. CPS brought technology to our students at home and our parents, but it was just a gap in what to do. So definitely with the technology and in school, having parents with ease, kids at ease, learning how to learn through remote learning has been very difficult, and that's something that next year I want to bring on the table to help our parents with and our students. Parents knowing that teachers that work at their school where their kids go are human too. We go through the same thing. We have children just like you. We're trying to make it has been more rewarding than anything else. Parents have loosened up. They have participated, engaged. It has been so rewarding to hear what they're going through, and we can agree or disagree or share ideas of how to do things better. So it's just been great this year with the program.
I've been with Chicago Public Schools for over 30 years, and this has been one of the most effective parenting programs that I was involved in. We started some years ago. It was very challenging getting parents involved, but again, once they became involved, they were all totally committed. The teachers that engaged in the activity were very supportive of the program. They were able to really touch their parents and really make a difference with how students learn and how to best support them.
I continued the program here at Coles for one reason, simple, I like to get involved. I'm a parent of a young lady, 11 years old now, but I felt that I needed some parenting tips. So I said, well, let me see what this program has to offer. So I actually sat in a few sessions. And within these sessions, I had grandparents sit in these sessions. I had aunts sit in these sessions. I had teachers sit in these sessions. And the conversations that came up were real life, were things that were tangible, that people can advise, situations that they had been through already, that young parents like myself could benefit from, that if this space hadn't been created, those conversations would have never been possible. That wealth of knowledge that was in that room, and then having the blueprint from the program that they actually give you to the starter questions, the scenarios, the resources. Beautiful. I wish I could keep it going forever, you know. And then my teachers embraced it, and they kept pushing for it because it's a nurturing program, it's an informative program. In the times that we have, this is something that's quite necessary.
To bring the program to school is very hard, but when you have parents that are receptive and other teachers that are receptive, it just is so rewarding, you know, because the parents all say, oh, we'll talk on Wednesday. They're happy to see you. They're happy. The one thing that I'm just finding difficult is to just get newer parents into the school. And I think we have to just find a way to just say, hey, come on, see how you like it, you know, and then see if you come back. If we can just get that initial push. But to be honest, it's a pandemic. You know, people have lost their jobs, people who have worked from remotely and they're trying to figure out things with their kids. But if we can let them know that this program will help enhance that, make it a little bit easier, small suggestions, you know, take 5 or 10 minutes, ask your child how his day was. And even though you're tired, that will go a long way to your child knowing that you putting them first, you're doing all of this for them. You know, and sometimes they're like, oh, I go to work for you. No, let them know that, yes, I go to work to provide for you, but I want to spend time with you also.
I'm going to say to other principals, as you all know, you cannot run the building just from being in the building. You need other resources. You need to be that ear to the community. So this is a program that invites additional stakeholders into your building and gives you insight to what's going on in these homes, and then it makes it better for the whole child. So what I would say to other principals is simple. Get involved.
I mean, it's a great time, and it's a club that you can keep going from years after years, you know, so I think it's great.
As a principal, you have to have relationships with parents, but for some principals, that's difficult. So once you get a program that's very doable and a program that parents enjoy coming into, then you have an in which you can really motivate parents to do the heavy lifting and really support your school and your students, not only academically, but socially. And it just makes for a nice, clean package.
This principal and teacher were leaders in bringing the Best Start for Families, a health equity approach, to their school in the midst of the pandemic. We are pleased to recognize their dedication and commitment to their families, parents, and students during these especially challenging times.
I met Kim at a time when I was CEO of an organization called Albany Park Community Center. A mutual friend and colleague connected us and just thought there were some synergies there. We had no idea what those things were. We knew that our families in Albany Park in Chicago is an immigrant community, right? It is, I believe there's over 50 languages spoken. We knew that there was a lot of trauma there as well. We knew that there was a lot of apprehension and just some of the things that our families were dealing with, not only settling into a new country and figuring out all of that's involved with that, housing, education, et cetera, but then you had this additional layer. And so after one conversation with Kim, I knew that they had what we were looking for. And so we immediately registered some of our frontline staff who work directly with children and families. We registered them for the Best Start training program so that they could learn this wonderful curriculum that CCWF offers. And so it went very well, it was very well received. Girl Scouts nationally is moving towards incorporating mental health into our service delivery. And we recognize that particularly in Southeastern Michigan, an area that was hit exceptionally hard by COVID-19. We are still being hit by COVID-19. We knew that, again, there were limitations to what we can offer. Girl Scouts, we are experts in girls. We are not experts in mental health. We are not experts in trauma. And so I'm a big believer in collaboration. I'm an even bigger believer in, if I've got relationships with great organizations that are offering fantastic programming, they need to be a part of the GSSEM family. And so a couple of weeks ago, actually, we were working on a large grant for one of the school districts here in Southeastern Michigan. And they were very clear that they wanted Girl Scouts programming, but they also were very clear that they wanted Girl Scouts programming to be inclusive of trauma training, if you will, and also helping girls get ready to go back to school. These kids are going to be back in classrooms in the fall, and we're still dealing with the pandemic. And so we don't know how that's going to present itself. Still, numbers are still spiking here in Michigan while vaccinations are happening. And so there's a lot to manage. And so I was, again, talking to Kim, and I just knew she had the answer that I needed. GSSEM covers 8 counties in Southeastern Michigan. We're the largest council in Michigan. We cover 5,500 square miles. So there's a lot. The diversity of our council is immense. And we have to be mindful of not only the subject matter, but just the cultural diversity and the implications that come with that. And another reason that I knew that Kim and her team would be a great partner for us is because they understand cultural sensitivity. They understand what the things that they need to be aware of when they're talking to different communities and cultures. And so it really just sort of checked off a lot of boxes that we had for what we were looking for in a partner. So we're very excited about it. This is something new for us. I want to see them have revenue at a much larger scale. And it's not just about having the money, it's about having the resources to grow and impact more families. We can attract more talent if we have a larger budget. We can attract more talent if we have a broader programming menu. We can have a much stronger impact. I would love to see them in multiple states where they're coming here to Michigan. I'd love to see them throughout the Midwest. I'd love to see them truly take this curriculum and have significant impact on families across this country. This program is so strong, and the work that is done is so significant and so important, and it's done so well that it needs to go beyond the borders of Illinois. So that's what I would like to see in the next 3 to 5 years. I want to let everyone know that this is Changing Children's World Foundation's 9th anniversary annual celebration. And I'd love for you to join us at the World Market, the silent auction, and purchase raffle tickets. The funds that we raise will go to provide support to families and ensure children have safer, healthier environments in which to thrive for the entirety of their life. So your support is exceptionally important. And I would invite you to please check us out online, support us, tell your friends about us, tell your colleagues about us, and really look at, to my friends, particularly in the nonprofit sector, look at how this work can complement your work. It is so important. It is so vital.
Hello, my name is Angela Edger, and I facilitate the Best Start for Families program through Changing Children's World. The program that I facilitate specifically is the Grandparents Raising Grandchildren's program. This program is affiliated and a part of Metropolitan Family Services in DuPage County. The grandparents who participate in this program are participating because they have had to parent their grandchildren, and so this is a second generation role for them as caregivers for their grandchildren. Because they're having to do that, they are open to enhancing their skills and developing different strategies of how to effectively parent their grandchildren. The challenges and obstacles this population or grandparents face is that a lot of the kids come from traumatic life experiences. There's difficulty with grandparents as it relates to communicating effectively, realizing that young children and teenagers have different worldviews than grandparents have. Grandparents also have to realize, or are realizing, that the way that they were parented or even the way that they raise their own children is different, and it doesn't work for raising grandchildren. So the Best Start for Family program allows grandparents to enhance the skills that they have, develop more empathy and compassion as they work with their grandchildren to strengthen the relationship that they have. Grandparents that I work with are open, receptive, and engaging, utilizing the Best Start for Family guidelines to enhance their relationship with their grandchildren.
I can probably go on for the next hour and tell you how grateful I am to have found Changing Children's World Foundation, but I'll be brief. I will tell you that finding this wonderful empathy-based organization on volunteermatch.com and seeing their mission statement, I knew that this is where I wanted to be. And although I do live with multiple disabilities, volunteering gives me that sun on my shoulders kind of feeling. And it's always important to me that I join forces with a positive organization who has a hyper focus on educational progress and parental encouragement. As a past participant in the U46 parent program called the African American Parent Leadership Institute, where I acquired an educational fellowship, I knew after my interview with Kim that bringing my acquired skills that I learned from U46 and the Special Education Committee, also from U46, that would bring to Changing Children's World Foundation a disabled mom who uses empathy, encouragement to perfectly combine forces with this wonderful organization, and it just really fit in my wheelhouse. Participating in the Exceptional Parents Program at Changing Children's World Foundation, it really let me hear the voice of a diverse group of parents. It's imperative that as educators, we allow parents to have their voice. Allow them to reveal to us what their needs are, and when they're pouring out their hearts, we should listen, pause, and then listen some more. And while it is good for us as educators to wear that hat, we also want to make sure we guide parents with logic that we've laid out for them in our Exceptional Parents Workbook. We help best by listening. Then that puts us in a better position to give our children what they need, a support system. A support system of parents, educators, and executives who put their needs first. So imagine the parent as a mountain and the children a mountain climber. They can only climb to the top if they have their firm grip on a solid foundation. A solid, encouraging, loving parent to hold on to as they meet life's challenges. So, at Changing Children's World Foundation, we give parents the empathetic logic needed to be a mountain for their children so their children can stand. Now, whether you're a disabled parent or you're the parent of a child with special abilities, here is where you want to be. And be convinced that once you come with us, Changing Children's World Foundation will give you the fortitude to be stronger, confident, balanced, happy, and ready to take on life's challenges with the sun on your shoulders. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Chuck Miles, and I'm a new board member with Changing Children's World Foundation. But most importantly, I'm married for 32 years and a parent of 3 children, a daughter who's 29 and twin boys who are 25. All of you who are parents know that being a parent is both rewarding and challenging. There's not a manual that tells you how to be a good parent, although we've probably read dozens of books on what it takes to be the perfect parent. Over the years, we've watched videos, attended numerous training seminars, and talked to counselors, but all of that training we went through was focused on how to control your child when they were not behaving. The issue with that is you're missing what it's like to be a parent when things are good. I'm also a trained facilitator in the Best Start program, and what I learned through that training is you need to view parenting more holistically. You need to engage in what your relationship is with your child as well as other members of your family and how you interact and react to your children. Are you doing things to build a strong emotional bond with your child at all times of behavior? Are your children willing to come to you with their concerns or issues because they know you're there for them, or are they disassociating from you because they know you seem distant and uncaring in their issues? Our daughter is autistic, and this comes with a special set of challenges. One of the many benefits of the Best Start program is the ability to interact and share experiences with other parents so that you learn from what they have done in very similar situations. The benefit of this experience is learning you're not alone. The other benefit is also knowing that sometimes you do things right, and there's a lot of things that you do right as a parent. The other thing I've learned from this is this doesn't only apply to my daughter with special needs, but I can also use this with my other children, as well as all the members of our family, including our extended family, to better improve the relationship they have with all family members. For me, the biggest learning in going through the training and facilitation was in the oh wow moments. These are moments when you're watching something in the training or you're having a discussion with other parents and you realize, oh wow, I could have handled that situation differently. Or here's what I did wrong and the impact that had on my child. Or even more often, here's the things I did right. I should take pride in the things I have done well. Even though our kids are older, this has taught me how to better engage with them, to be more attentive and listening to their needs and challenges. It has also taught me how to be more patient and calm in dealing with people. This has not only helped with my own family, but I also see this helping in my career, as well as in helping with community relationships that I'm sometimes involved in. In that training, the most important oh wow experience for me was in learning about adverse childhood experiences and the impact those types of things can have on a child's longer-term mental as well as physical health. For that reason, I knew I wanted to get involved in Changing Children's World Foundation.
Adversity creates problems, and these are health problems, pain, injury, fear. Those kinds of experiences increase our physical, mental, and behavioral problems later in life. And when we know this, we can also understand better that this is a physiological experience that many of the kids and the parents that come to us, and let's talk intergenerationally, because not only are the kids coming to us who've had these experiences, but the parents who are struggling to parent have had many of these experiences. You know, as Corey said, it's so common, so common. I mean, we've all been probably touched, and the parents, we can assume, as in a trauma-informed way, we can assume that the parents that are struggling and the kids that are struggling that we're working with have had these experiences, and that should help us be more sensitized in how we help them.
Not only does evidence indicate that children are impacted by things that happen to them when they could be very young, but the other thing I realize is that the things that we do in Changing Children's World Foundation, the type of training we provide, has real strong data evidence behind it to show that we can make a positive impact on a child's life. So here's what I need you to do. First, I need you to donate money tonight or at any time throughout the year to help us continue with this good work. The reason for that is that our basic delivery model is free of charge to any parents that participate in this program. That allows everybody to take advantage of this and not have to worry about paying for it. Secondly, if you're involved in any organization that deals with parents and family, please reach out to Changing Children's World Foundation, and we can help you plan and organize and deliver a training program that will help the families you're working with. This is a great program for all families. We have the programs and the experience to deliver these programs. What we need your help in is identifying the people that can most benefit from these programs in your community. Thank you for your time, attention, and support of this very worthwhile cause.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kevin Burns. I have the honor of serving as the Mayor of Geneva and also your Master of Ceremonies for tonight's Changing Children's World Foundation annual and virtual celebration. Tonight we're celebrating not only what Changing Children's World Foundation does, but also all of you who help make what they do possible. Building strong families and building strong communities. Now, the silent auction just wrapped up, folks. We appreciate your generosity. Later we're going to be drawing raffle tickets, and then we're going to have some more celebration throughout the evening. But first, we have a panel discussion tonight, and I want to introduce you to these professionals who are volunteering their time and their insight and their talent to help answer questions that you might have. To my far left is Diane McFarlin, from Sugar Grove, Illinois. She is an education coach. And to my immediate left is Kristin Gilbertson from the beautiful city of Yorkville, and she is an education manager with the foundation. To my immediate right is the chairman of the board, Mr. Kyle Hempel from beautiful Batavia. And to my far right, a face that we all know and love and adore. This is none other than Jake Wyatt. Jake calls St. Charles home and has graciously allowed us to use the St. Charles Veterans Center to come to you this evening. So folks, you can submit your questions online, and we will answer those questions as best we can, because these are the talented men and women who have not only the most experience, but again, as I said earlier, the most insight in how to build strong families, build strong communities. A question that I'm often asked is, well, Kevin, as mayor of Geneva, why are you involved with the Changing Children's World Foundation? What does that have to do with being a mayor? And my answer is quite simple. If being a mayor has anything to do with building a strong community, the Changing Children's World Foundation is at that heart. By building strong families, we build strong communities. And if there's anything I can do in my role as mayor to encourage, to inspire, to motivate, and to move people in that direction, I will always do so. And I find Dr. Kim and her team extraordinarily supportive, collaborative, and passion-driven to help build those strong families and those strong communities. So with that, we're going to check out some additional questions we have. And let's see, what is the first question? I have an earpiece in, folks. People are telling me what that first question is. I'm going to turn it over to my friend Jake Wyatt on the far right of this panel, who's going to answer a question that is more or less, and I'm paraphrasing. Jake, tell us about the Veterans Program and why it's so important. You helped start it, and do you feel it's a success?
Very good question, Kevin. And for those of you out there who are veterans that may be watching this broadcast and have questions, why do we have a veterans program? Being a retired veteran myself of 25 years in the active duty military, 2 wars, I had an opportunity to be away from my family numerous times. In the 24 years I was away from my family, approximately 5 of those years for various assignments. And one of the hardest things for a veteran to do when they come back home is how do you take a warfighting veteran that's been away from his family for months, maybe a year, or whatever, be it a school environment or in an actual combat environment or just a deployment where it's unaccompanied. How do you bring them back in and assimilate those veterans with their families? Because keep in mind, a veteran, when they deploy, they're with other fellow veterans who are doing a mission for freedom of this nation. And so when they come back in, you have to try and take that individual and transition them from being a warfighting veteran to an individual who has empathy for his children, his wife, and learn to assimilate himself back in there versus calling them troops. I had a great spouse that when I walked in the door every evening when I was home, she'd give me a hug and she'd say, "Colonel, these are your kids, not your recruits. Be nice." But that's, so, having that personal experience myself is one of the reasons why. The other thing is that drove me to come with Changing Children, be part of Changing Children's World, is I had the opportunity to hear Dr. Kimberly Savo speak to the Exchange Club 8 years ago. And I happened to be an Exchange Club member, and I heard what she said about this, and that piqued my interest. I says, there's got to be a program that we can design for the veterans. Well, find out she had already had a pilot program going, and I said, well, I want to be part of this. So I went through the program, and bottom line is it's a very good program. We're getting ready to kick off another program. We're going to have our first session with the fire chiefs, the mayors, and the police chiefs, and all the first responders that we can gather up, and military people. So on May 6th here at this facility for a kickoff. And we've tailored the program so that we will not disturb the summer for those veterans or the first responders, but they'll get an opportunity to go through a very good program that'll help them, or I should say benefit their family, and how to understand each other, not only from the family standpoint, but also give the children an opportunity to say, well, why does mom and daddy tick that way? Because they are going through the similar program while the family members, the parents are going through the program themselves. And it's one of these programs that when you take a look at our stats through our annual report, you'll see that not only the veterans program is great, but all the other facilities that we support, such as Sheriff Haynes and his the institutional things, other programs with the education community and so on, all is very successful. And so, yes, great program. I'm proud to be part of the program.
Colonel Wyatt, thank you very much. Thank you for your service to our country, and thank you for your service to the foundation.
Thank you.
Our next question, ladies and gentlemen, is for the chairman of the board, Mr. Kyle Hempel. And the question is this, and I'm gonna add a little bit to this, okay, Mr. Chairman?
Okay.
2020 was an unusual year. We're grateful to Changing Children's World Foundation for continuing their programming for our benefit. What do you, Mr. Chairman, hope to see for 2021?
So the first thing I'd actually like to see for Changing Children's World Foundation in 2021 is honestly this thing I want to see every year in Changing Children's World Foundation, which is expanding our outreach, making sure we're reaching as many parents and caregivers as possible. That is realistically our goal. We are trying to get social emotional learning out there to everyone we possibly can, and it's something we continually try to do. This year, though, we also have the benefit of being part of the Health Navigator program. So we have hired on 2 additional staff. They are here to help everyone through the COVID-19 pandemic, to make sure we get resources out to everyone who needs them. They are actively helping and participating with the state of Illinois to reach out to vulnerable people or anyone who has been diagnosed with COVID-19 to make sure they have all the resources they need to keep themselves as well as their family safe, and in this time of need at this point. So I really hope this program does continually well. It's going to let us get more outreach into the local as well as a little bit further from where we are right now. And it's something I hope Changing Children's World Foundation will be able to continue going forward, is making sure we're getting our message as well as keeping everyone safe that is out there and at risk.
Fantastic. And I had the pleasure of meeting one of the navigators earlier tonight, Pierre. Pierre is out in the audience, folks. We have 10,000 people tuned in to tonight's program, and I had the pleasure of hanging out with Pierre earlier. Pierre is a heck of a guy doing great work. So Pierre, thank you very much. To my left, of course, is our education manager, Kristin Gilbertson. And there's a question for Kristin. And Kristin, here's the question. Why are social workers so passionate about the work that Changing Children's World Foundation does? How can others get involved? And what is the benefit?
It's a great question. And thank you all for joining tonight, supporting Changing Children's Worlds. We truly appreciate it. And that's how we're going to reach more people, is with your support. As far as social workers, the passion that comes from it, I can speak from personal experience going through my social work program at Aurora University. As a social worker, one of the things that's ingrained in you from the beginning is the concept of empathy and the importance and power it has on the individuals that you serve and support. And with Changing Children's World Foundation and the Best Start for Families program, that's exactly what we're doing. We're putting it to action. We're modeling that empathy for our participants that are joining the programs, and we're building a community around them that can help them support their kids through empathy. I truly believe that empathy helps support communities and will make the world a better place, especially as we face these challenging times that we're living through right now. It becomes even more important. And that's where the passion comes in. We have this belief that empathy has the power to support and save people. And with doing the work that we do with social emotional learning, we're helping give other people an opportunity to not only give empathy to other people, but receive it themselves. As far as getting involved, we're a collaborative team. We reach out to several communities and have several partners in the Chicagoland area to bring the program to several populations of people, and we train professionals and community members in those communities that know know those families to really strengthen the power and impact that can have on everyone.
Kristin, let me just pick up on what you said. You said you train people within their own communities to then teach this empathetic program. That's got to be the key.
Yes, it does. They know their communities.
Right.
They understand because they're living in those communities. And empathy, it's all about understanding and walking in someone else's shoes.
Right.
So to have those professionals that have that passion and also know those communities, it's going to have an impact on the people that they're serving.
Fantastic. We had a question just submitted, folks, from online. Would you like me to read that, or you guys? Is it for you?
I think it's just for the panel in general, so
Oh,
I'm
good.
happy to take it. So it's asking about the fact that it's an international program and is in over 50 countries around the world. So Changing Children's World Foundation, it started as the International Child Development Program and was created in Europe by a few Norwegian psychologists, and they've adapted it over the years. It began in 1985, I believe, and we brought it here to the States in the early 2010s, and and it is across the world. It's on every continent in the world, which is great because it is a universal program. It's relationship based and interactions, and that's going to be applied in any setting across cultural experiences. And I think that also helps resonate the power that it has, is just how universal it really can be for anyone at any point in life.
Fantastic. I'm going to ask Diane, if I may, I'm going to ask you to think about that question, but also think about this question too. We all know that schools are the central point. In fact, they're pretty much the cornerstone of all our communities. So Diane, with respect to schools implementing this program, and in particular, some people would ask, well, gee, what is this program for all parents or just, quote, certain parents?
Oh, goodness,
Yeah.
Yeah, so as an educator and administrator in the public system for over 30 years, I have such a deep respect for our communities and our families and our caregivers, because we are the cornerstone. We are the community. The schools are the focus, and the community. And boy, when you say this year was challenging, more so than ever for our teachers, but certainly for our kids and our community. So this program is so incredibly vital because it sets up this amazing connection, which is so difficult to establish between our parents and our schools. Parenting is the hardest career ever with the least amount of training. And I, as an administrator and as a teacher, have had questions from our parents say, I want to be better at communicating with my children. I want to be able to figure out how to answer questions and connect with them in a very relevant way. How do I do that? This curriculum, Changing Children's World, our Best Start for Families, our health equity approach, is the strong, really empathic curriculum that allows parents to connect to each other and really help support each other because the knowledge is in the room. Parents want to hear and know from each other. We facilitate, and the curriculum is powerful, but we guide and facilitate. So the answer is always like, why in the heck isn't it in every single school district in the entire country? Part of the reason is not a lot of people know about it, which is why we're doing this wonderful panel, and we try to get the word out as much as we can. So within schools, every single parent should have the opportunity to be connected to this powerful curriculum. Schools, one of our challenges in schools is always to stay connected to our community. So this is a perfect opportunity to get our parents into schools. We can get connected through the PTOs. We can get connected through all of the different athletic groups. We can get connected anyway. All parents would be so grateful to be part of this program. So it is for every parent, every caregiver.
And it should be. It should be. And there's pride in not just accepting the benefits of the program, but there's pride in recognizing that we all have improvements we can make, whether it be the parents, whether it be the veterans, you name it. So, do we have any more questions coming in online? Otherwise, I've got another one, and I'll defer to the timekeeper. We have an official timekeeper tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to look stage right. We have 1 minute remaining, folks. So here's a question for you. And whoever can answer this in the 1 minute remaining, this is going to be impressive as all heck. Ready for this? How can I help Changing Children's World Foundation? Can I give a gift? Can I volunteer my time? Can I talk about it with others? Colonel Wyatt, what's the answer?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can do all of the above that Kevin just mentioned off and do more. The biggest thing we find ourselves in trouble with is getting the resources, not only in money, but also in people with the experience and dedication to do the same thing that we've all been working on, is to make this a successful program. Keep in mind, this program is designed to prevent child abuse versus being reactive to child abuse. So we're on the front end of this, and that's why Dr. Kimberly Sievo started this program, to be on the front end of avoiding child abuse.
Thank you.
I hope I answered your question.
Oh, you did, Chairman Hempel. You look right into that little camera there, and you tell those people what you think.
I think the two most ways you can help Changing Children's World Foundation is, one, donate. There should be a link in the website you just went to get to here. So please click on that and donate what you can. Absolutely. And then two, if you are a parent or a caregiver, talk to the schools, talk to your work, ask for the program to be brought to you guys. That is what we're here to do. And the more people that know about us and the more people that request it, the more we're going to be able to get our message out there.
Fantastic. Kristin, what do you think? What's the answer? You can't repeat anything these two gentlemen said.
Okay, so donate, please. I think also just to, if you are a professional in the field or you're working with families, so you're supporting families, talk to us. We're here. We can be reached at our website. The power that we have with our program is that we're training other professionals. We're not doing all the work ourselves, but we're training others to also do the work, because it really does take a team. So if you're a professional working with families, this is an opportunity to talk to your coworkers, talk to your colleagues about why it's important and why it could, add value to the communities that you serve.
Well said. Diane, pressure's on. And you have 3 seconds.
And they were all really good answers. I would say, especially to my educator friends and to all of the community leaders that we have, come on board, be trained. This training is so incredibly comprehensive and so valuable. Our materials are top-notch, very comprehensive, and extremely well done. And so come on board, be part of our facilitating team, be trained with us, and let's spread the word.
That's a personal invitation.
Please.
From my friend from Sugar Grove to all of you. So get involved. Now, next.
It's time to announce the raffles.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have raffle winners. We chose the raffle tickets earlier. My friend, Pierre, drew a ticket, the navigator, and we had 2 little ones help us draw tickets as well. In fact, they're off camera right now enjoying some books and reading. So my 5-year-old and 3-year-old friends who were here earlier helped draw these raffle tickets. The first item is a children's book collection and toy set. And the winner of this is Tony King. Tony, congratulations. You've got to drive to St. Charles in the next 30 minutes to pick that. No, you don't. Ready for this, folks? Belgian beer Dutch experience. Wow. When this winner's ticket was drawn, the cacophony of comments here in the building were, "She deserves this more than anyone." I believe she is the foundation's statistician, Amy Ecker. Congratulations, Amy. Remember, drink responsibly. And folks, the outdoor picnic, barbecue, and sports basket. This is cool. This includes 17 livestock. No, I'm just kidding. The winner of this, none other than Chairman Hempel's lovely wife, Michelle Hempel.
Mother, actually.
Oh, mother.
Yeah.
Oh, forgive me. My God. I was going to say, I thought your wife settled. But congratulations, Mrs. Hempel. And I look forward to the invitation to join you at the picnic as well.
Yes, please.
Dr. Kim.
Thank you, Mayor Burns.
Yeah, your sincerity is overwhelming.
Oh, man. So it's been a wonderful evening, and thank you for everyone who has joined us on Zoom or here this evening. We really appreciate your support. We're going to begin to announce the silent auction winners. So I'll take page 1. Okay. Let's see. So first, item number 1, a night out dinner and theater, porch light and Giamia combination is Jake Wyatt. Okay, item number 2, a wine tasting experience is Chuck Miles. All About Youth, which is new books that we've produced, and a syrup breakfast place gift certificate. And the winner is Sue Klinkhammer. Number 5 is America's Basket, and that is Susan Byers. And a re-winner is the Arcata Theater and Romantic Interlude Basket, and that goes again to Michelle Hempel. We appreciate Michelle. Let's see, number 7 is the Coffee Lovers Combo Basket, and that is Sherry Fraser. Fantastic. We have an Eastern Europe and Middle East gift basket, and that goes to Ann Moore. Thanks, Ann. And we have an entertainment basket that included Shed aquarium tickets and Music Box theater tickets. Thank you, Patricia Ango. And item number 10, called Especially for You, is going to Luana Zacaron de Oliveira. Thank you, Luana. All right, Mayor Burns.
List number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. Now, I'm using my glasses, folks, because my eyes are, shall I say, not as good as they once were. Future so bright, gotta wear shades. That's right, folks. That's the Jake Wyatt story. No, I'm kidding. It's Ray-Bans and wine, folks. Sunglasses and wine. And the winner, this seems to be a pattern, Amy Ecker. Congratulations, Amy. Hotel Audrey Getaway, hotel and bottle of wine. The Hotel Audrey, of course, is located in New Hampshire. No, it's not. The winner, Albert, I believe it's Cianci, or Cianchi. Excellent. Cianci. Well done, Albert. Nice job. That getaway is only good for this weekend. A hotel getaway basket, courtesy of the Harrington Inn and more. The Harrington Inn, of course, located in downtown Geneva. Now check this out, folks. The former mayor, my friend, the Honorable Sue Klinkhammer, is the winner. Well done, Sue. Thank you. Indian and Asian themed basket. Wow, look at this. I believe it's Suntory whiskey and beautiful scarf set. And Dr. Kim is hoping she wins that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the woman who has her own wine and beer bar, Amy Ecker. Look at that. I'm telling you, Amy, you're scoring tonight. International whiskeys, all kinds of whiskey. Oh, man, check this out. All kinds of whiskey, which, of course, small print, all kinds of trouble. The winner is Peter, I believe it's Lopatin. Lopatin? You're kidding. That's not Kyle's? Well done, Diane McFarlin, folks. She'll be well done. It's going to be a good night at the McFarlin Lopatin house. A basket from Italy, folks, or otherwise called the Italy basket. Giamia and Lou Malnati's gift cards. Joanna Martin is the winner. Look at that. Wow. Japan and Asia themed basket, Indian shawls, and Japanese sake. The winner. I call her Dr. Kim, and so can you. You're the winner. Look at that. Have you ever seen anyone so excited about sake before? It's Dr. Kim, folks. Let's Get Cooking, a $100 Blue Goose gift card. Again, a big winner, folks. She bleeds St. Charles colors. Sue Klinkhammer, folks. Well done, Sue. Ooh, Lola self-care basket and a Lola private party. That sounds like fun. Why didn't anybody tell me I had this thing around my ear? Thank you for that. Kimberly Kowal, you're the winner. I want to thank my distinguished panelists for not telling anybody about that. That's just great. Maria Pinto, gift card, Milky Way scarf, and face mask. The winner is, and she's going to need this, folks, after the wine and the beer, Amy Ecker. Fantastic. Patriots Family Picnic, cookout supplies, decor, gifts, and more, my friend Chuck Miles. Well done, Chuck. Thank you. Photo shoot basket by Carla Santaramana Photography. This includes 35 wallet sizes, 2 scratch and sniffs. No, I'm just kidding. The winner is Zacaran de Oliveira. Okay. Wow, that's cool. Everyone needs a photo. Powerful self-care basket, courtesy of Sharks Car Wash. No, I'm just kidding. Powerful self-care basket, Core Power Yoga certificate. Ready for this, Kristin? The winner is, and oh, does he need it, Chairman Kyle Hempel. Well done.
Thank you, Thank you, Mayor Burns.
Call me whatever you want.
So, our final items include a South Africa basket with books, jewelry, wine, and more. And that goes to Katrin Maldre. Thank you, Katrin. A book of Spanish children's, a basket of Spanish children's books, and a Colonial Cafe gift card goes to Ann Moore. Thank you, Ann. We have another sports basket, and this is a pizza tour of Chicago, autographed sports photos, and an ice skating pass. That goes to Amy Ecker. Yeah. Amy, you're fantastic. Okay, we also have a spring garden basket with live flowers, seeds, gardening equipment, and that goes to Teresa Materna. Thank you, Teresa. Our number 30 Sweet Treats cookbooks and more with a $100 Blue Goose gift card goes to Kimberly Kowal. Way to go, Kimberly. And our theater basket, which is a Shaku gift card and Chicago Shakespeare tickets, goes to Jamie Johnson. Thank you, Jamie. We have almost done. Number 33 is Townhouse Books Cafe and night at the Hotel Baker, and that goes to Chaitra Rao. Love you, Chaitra. Number 34, Wine, More Wine. Wine Cooler and Wine goes to Donna Bucko. Thank you, Donna. And our very last item is a winery tour, and that goes to, again, to Teresa Materna. We can't thank you enough for all of the support that you've given us throughout your support, whether it's donations, sponsorships, whether it's coming through, buying raffle tickets, or bidding for silent auction items. Thank you so much for all of the support. This is an important amount. We have raised $15,000 through this fundraiser. Our goal's $22,000. And we know that we have some contributions that are coming in for the next week. We encourage you to help us to make that $22,000 goal. We've got some excellent programs coming up also in June. We will be holding our facilitator training workshop in June. So if you're a professional and you're interested in actually being trained and working with us, cooperating with us, partnering with us, please contact us. And we have a couple of new programs coming up. One of them will be a brand new program focused on meeting the needs of parents who have different abilities And that is something that we're working with Tony King, a super mom that you've heard from a little bit earlier. And she will be our co-facilitator with us on this brand new program. So we have some really important work that we're looking ahead to. But before we say goodbye, I'm going to ask Mayor Burns to maybe say just a last word.
And thank you for laughing at everything that's just wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe, if memory serves me correct, today is Arbor Day. And Arbor Day, we celebrate the beauty, the strength, the endurance, the preeminence of trees. And oftentimes the most selfless gift is to plant a tree, not for your enjoyment, but that it can be a joy for generations to come. And when I think about Arbor Day and what it really means, I think about this foundation, the Changing Children's World Foundation. Your gift helps others in a way that you can't possibly imagine. Giving today means you're helping a family, you're helping young ones, you're helping a community tomorrow, and the tomorrows that continue. I've been in the fundraising world, I've been in the development world for a long time. And I know this, the number one reason why people support an organization is because they're asked. And tonight, on behalf of this distinguished panel, on behalf of Dr. Kim, on behalf of the families who have benefited, the communities who have been strengthened, I am asking you, please, make a gift. Hop online, use your credit card, call the office. We'll take the numbers down for you. Send a check, drop off cash. Whatever you can do, we appreciate. And whatever you can do, we value. Your friendship and your support means everything to this foundation. Changing children's worlds is all we are about. So help us change those worlds indeed. Be generous, be good. Have a great Friday night. Thank you again for tuning in.